Okay, here we go. So you're gonna get your roller out. I think using the medium density white one, and then if you start feeling like that's getting easy or less sensational, you might pull out that other one and see if it's warmer. Still going? All right. So start out with your hips higher than your heart so you can get this upper area. That's the only way you can get that. So see, my hips are way higher than my heart, and I'm rolling out that whole hump in my neck. And I actually like to kind of toss my head from side to side while I'm doing that, right? You can just kind of play with that so you get the right and left side really good. Now I get my hips level with my heart so I can get the shoulder blade area right in here. And when I'm ready, you're going to do the right side more than the left, but you'll do both. Knees a little bit to the right so you start feeling the edge, inside edge of the right shoulder blade. A little further so you feel the back of the right shoulder blade. A little further so you feel the outside edge of the right shoulder blade. Knee up in the air. Knees stacked, elbow on the ground, head supported, so you feel, now I'm really into the rib cage and maybe a little bit of the shoulder blade. And really trying to get the whole length of it. The shoulder blade is as long as your hand is, so make sure you get that whole area. You can even come to the front ribs, so they can get pretty tight too. Breathe in there and see what you can find. Both sides, right more than left. After you've done that, there's 4 or 5 more ribs left below the shoulder blade. So elbows close, chin tucked, and stay high. So now my heart is higher than my hips. Completely opposite of how we started. And you can let those knees drift a little bit to the right, not very far, and start to loosen this up. Now, this is a super vulnerable area. Don't overdo this lower rib cage. Promise me, you'll just do a few passes and see how you do. Okay. You can do way more in the shoulder blades. Okay. Then when you're ready, you can do a little flip over, pull it in close, flip over, and get above the pelvis, below the rib cage. Quadratus lumborum, way tighter on the right. Knees in close, less aggressive. Knees up to the ceiling, a little bit more pressure, you decide. And then after you've done that, right more than left, come on down and just enjoy the ride on the sacrum. Get way over in the hips and just really enjoy the fluid movement. And starting to get an idea of, oh yeah, there's some hip stuff going on in there, because then you're ready to release the roller and come back to sit on it. Because once you sit on it, especially this right side, I got my left hand free so I can really get into this hip, way over to the side, not so much to the side, also down on the forearm. So I can get way up high, because there was some really good nuggets in here, and you want to breathe into them and encourage them to release and let go. You know, their time has come, right? So right in there. That's good. Then you're ready for the last little piece of the rolling. The front of the legs for sure. Make sure you're not just hanging out. Give me a little plank here, little belly tone. And roll all the way from the pubic bone if you can, all the way to the knees. And when you're ready, this right leg especially wants a little more of your attention. Do both. I'll bring my left hand underneath my shoulder and press myself over so that I'm getting more pressure on the right leg than the left. And I'm starting to explore toward the outside of the leg. And we're not even there yet. When you can get used to this, maybe you can start sneaking this knee up so you get even further. Maybe someday you can go to this, right? Don't be in a big hurry, but don't avoid it. Okay. Right? You really want to start getting in there. Then you can come up and over the top, or you can just land on your knees. Start in child's pose. This actually feels good to just be in child's pose here. Roll your shins out. And when you're ready to get a little bit more into the outside of the shin, let your hips just shift over and get the outside of the shin all the way from the knee to the ankle. And as much as possible, try and stay down. If you start trying to do it here, it gets really hard. Okay. Just stay down. Okay. Right? And work on it that way. That's your rolling. That's it. Then you're done with the rolling and you go, you know what? It's time to do that breathing thing. Just lay down on your back. Comfortable and constructive rest. Free up your head and neck. So this is very different than the strength work. Just let them loll around and relax. Relax your jaw. drive the movement of the head from the pelvis, add the breath. So it's an inhale and an arch. It's an exhale and a flatten of the lumbar spine. Put all your attention on the pelvis. Inhale and arch the low back. Exhale and flatten. And you'll start to notice after the first few that the head starts to bob a little bit in response to the pelvis. As I exhale and flatten, the chin lifts freely. As I inhale and arch, the chin drops down a little. This is the flossing that we're going for right here. Inhaling and arching. Exhaling, flattening. You might do 10 breaths.
Okay.
And you might just lay there. Okay. Now I'm ready for my walk. Now I'm ready for my tennis. Now I'm ready to go to bed. Right? Whatever it's going to lead you to. You're good. That's it. You just hit that